In the year 2000, Merlin Racing was released on the NUON to critical acclaim. Just kidding. 3 years later, the developers chopped the game into 4 parts and released them on the PlayStation 1 as budget titles. These were Miracle Space Race, Rascal Racers, ATV Racers, and XS Airboat Racing. Today I'll be looking at Miracle Space Race, but hope to obtain the other 3 in the future. But getting on with it, Miracle Space Race is a mascot racing game featuring 8 characters and 9 different tracks. Rather than a cart, you take control over some type of hovering vehicle. The 8 characters each have their own attributes for speed, mass, and control. The game doesn't tell you this, however, and you must consult the manual to determine their stats. After selecting your character, you complete in the MD360 Cup. You're introduced to 3 environments, Solar V7, Mercury Site, and Neptune Station. After winning the championship, the next series is unlocked. At this point, you realize something is missing in Miracle Space Race. The next championship features Solar V7, Mercury Site, and Neptune Station. Sure, the tracks have a different configuration, but they feel awfully familiar. If you place in the top 3 in the second championship, you are awarded the first hidden character, Chloe the Lion Club. If you manage to finish first in both of the first 2 championships, you'll unlock the final championship, the VI200 Cup. Predictably, it's the same 3 environments with different configurations. At this point, veteran gamers will cruise through this championship and unlock the final character, Picasso, as well as hard mode. And that's it, 35 minutes and the game is done. While the game may be light on content, I'm a bit undecided on whether to hold that against it. The game was released as a budget title well after the Xbox and PlayStation 2 had taken over the market, so we must keep our expectations in check. Initially, I found the controls to be quite strange. The crafts are initially slow to turn in and seem to keep turning after you've released the D-pad. After a few races, it does start to feel intuitive, but you are never able to make any sudden moves. I also didn't notice a huge difference between the game's 8 characters, or the 2 hidden characters for that matter. They all feature the same craft design, just different colors. The characters themselves are simply generic animals of the forgettable variety. If a Hob the Bear has a mass of 4 stars and Chaz the Squirrel has a mass of 1 star, why do they appear to be exactly the same size? In Mario Kart, there was a noticeable visual difference between Bowser and Toad. Continuing on its quest for mediocrity are the weapons. There is a speed up which gives you a boost of speed. The Tomahawk missiles fire a 3-spread shot that always seems to miss your enemies. The guided missile will home in on the opponent ahead of you. The mine functions as expected. And finally there is a shield, which can also be used offensively. The item system is far from perfect, and I often found myself in second, desperately watching first place get a shield off every item pickup, while I got a useless rocket over and over. Miracle Space Race certainly isn't very deep. Miracle Space Race does have a few bright spots, however. The graphics are colorful, smooth, and the texture surprisingly detailed. The pre-rendered lighting even looks great. It makes me want to track down the NUON version even more, just to see what this looks like at its best. The music is also of great quality, but the melodies just never elevate past good enough, and aren't likely to get stuck in your head anytime soon. I wasn't sure what to expect from Miracle Space Race when I picked it up. I snagged it for just $2 from the local shop, so if it was terrible, I wouldn't be too disappointed. What I got was about an hour and a half of fun. Sure, I could take the final character and play on hard mode, but I can't be bothered. It feels like the foundation was laid down for a good game, but there weren't any designers on the team to actually make this a creative effort. The tracks have no shortcuts or alternate routes, the character design is generic, and they all look the same, and the items and power-ups have all been done before. I desperately wish the entire game was released on a single disc, rather than scattered over 4 separate releases. But what we are left with is a partial game with a decent amount of polish for a late budget release. If you are into kart racing games, you'll find some fun here. Anyone looking for a deep experience should definitely look elsewhere.